The Silent Clause. Final episode. The truth becomes real. Charisse didn't open the last message immediately. She just stared at it. Last layer remains. For the first time since everything began, there was no confusion in her mind anymore. No scattered theories. No fragmented suspicion. Only structure. Only understanding. Marcus stood behind her, unusually quiet. "You're sure you want to go all the way into this?" he asked. Charisse didn't look away from the screen. "I didn't start this," she said calmly. "But I'm finishing it." She opened the final folder. It loaded slower than the others. Not because of size, but because of restriction. Then it appeared. Reality Synchronization Authority, RSA. Marcus exhaled sharply. No one outside executive legal should see that. Charisse leaned closer. "What is it?" Marcus hesitated. "Where enforcement decisions become final." Charisse's voice dropped. "So everything before this is input," Marcus finished. A long silence. Charisse clicked deeper. Inside were logs, not of contracts, but of interpretations. Each entry showed how a signed document was resolved into its final legal meaning. Not what was written, what was enforced. Charisse whispered, "They decide meaning after signing." Marcus nodded, and then aligned everything backwards to match it. Charisse's hands tightened on the table. "That means truth doesn't matter." Marcus corrected her quietly. "It means truth is processed." Silence again. But this time, Charisse didn't break. Something inside her settled. Not fear. Not anger. Decision. The court returns. The final hearing wasn't crowded. It never is when systems are confident. Starlene's lawyers entered as usual, clean, precise, controlled. Victoria Kane was not present in the front row this time. That alone told Charisse something had changed. Marcus leaned in. "They're letting the system speak for itself now," he said. Charisse stood when called. Her voice was steady. "I now understand what I signed." No reaction. Only procedure. Starlene's lawyer rose. "Then you understand your obligations." Charisse looked directly at him. "I understand your system." A pause. The room shifted slightly. The judge looked up. "Explain." Charisse didn't hesitate. "I understand that contracts are not enforced as written." Silence tightened. She continued. "They are interpreted through a layered system that can modify meaning after execution." Murmurs began. Starlene's lawyer stood. "Objection. This is speculation." Charisse turned slightly. "It's documented." Marcus placed the final file on the table. RSA logs. Synchronization records. Enforcement mappings. The judge studied them slowly. Long silence. Then, "Where did you obtain this?" Marcus spoke. "Internal audit leakage." The judge didn't respond immediately. Then, "Continue." That single word changed everything. The collapse of control. For the first time, Starlene's legal team was not responding quickly. They were reviewing, whispering, recalculating. Victoria's absence in leadership was now visible in the system's hesitation. Charisse spoke again. "If meaning can be rewritten after signing." She paused. Then consent was never the point. The courtroom went still. Even Marcus didn't move. The judge leaned forward. "Then what is the point?" Charisse answered simply. "Control of interpretation." Silence. Heavy. Uncomfortable. Then Marcus added quietly. "And control fails when interpretation is exposed." That line landed deeper than anything before it. Outside the system. Days later, the legal structure shifted. Not destroyed. Not erased. But opened. Independent auditors were appointed. Contract frameworks were suspended for review. Enforcement layers were restricted pending investigation. Charisse's case did not just survive. It changed category. From dispute to system review. Weeks later, Charisse stood in a small independent studio. No surveillance systems. No legal monitors. No corporate oversight. Just soundproof walls and silence she controlled. Marcus visited one last time. "So it's really over?" he asked. Charisse smiled faintly. "No," she said. "It's no longer mine to survive." Marcus frowned slightly. "What does that mean?" Charisse turned toward the microphone. "It means I'm not inside it anymore." She adjusted her headphones. Pressed record. Then added softly, "I get to exist outside their version of me now." She sang. Not as an asset. Not as a case. Not as a file in a system. But as a person. And for the first time since it all began, there was nothing rewriting her voice. Only truth. Only sound. Only freedom. Marcus listened quietly from the doorway and understood something simple. The system didn't lose by being destroyed. It lost the moment she stopped belonging to it. Watch out for more interesting stories. If you like the story so far, please like, share, comment, and subscribe.